Hi, I'm Dabz, but you can call me Dabz. Okay, so before I start this book review, I just want to say that this is one of the books that I read in my 24-hour readathon challenge. I read this book and I reread Renegades by Marissa Meyer, and so you should definitely go check that video out. It was a very interesting experience. The thing is, I can't say that much about this book because if I say the beginning of this book, it's going to have spoilers from Renegades. The series is about these people called prodigies, and prodigies have superpowers basically. And there's two groups. One group is the Renegades, which are it's like a group of superheroes, a league of superheroes that fight crime and basically protect the other citizens of the world and town. And there's another group called the Anarchists, which are the villains. It's a classic good guy, bad guy thing. And the Anarchists are the villains, and they are bad. And the Anarchists and the Renegades battle kind of against each other because they both hate each other. And that's kind of what the story's about. The main character in this book is Nova and Adrian. And Nova's an anarchist and Adrian is a renegade, and they both have kind of secret identities. Nova is also Nightmare, an anarchist, and Adrian is the Sentinel, which is like a vigilante. I don't know how to say that. Along with they both work for Renegades, but Nova is in the Renegades as kind of like a secret agent for the anarchists. So in this book, basically, we dive deeper into Nova and Adrian's relationship, along with we bring in a couple more villains and heroes and some more topics and ideas. So that's what this book is about. Okay, so the thing about this book compared to the Renegades is they have very similar aspects. If you listen to parts of my book review for Renegades, then it would be very similar to what I talk about here because the author is really consistent with amounts of action and adventure and stuff like that. So this book is very action filled and adventurous, and I feel like the fight scenes are really fast paced and they're very action filled, but they're still pretty easy to follow as you read along them. Because I feel like the author doesn't make it too complicated and confusing for the reader to read. Oh, I forgot to say, I love this book. I gave it 4.5 to 2.5 stars. There was definitely a lot of romance in this book. The way that the author wrote the romance and the thoughts of the other person, both people, while there was a romantic scene happening, was really incredible. I also feel like this book brought in new topics and ideas about ethics and morality that kind of makes the reader think about both sides, kind of see things from the villain's point of view. I don't want to say too much, but it kind of the reason that the villain is a villain to this society's eyes is because they handled things in a very violent way, but what they did overall was still good, if that makes sense. Okay, so I don't remember where it was, but in some place it was a description of the book or something. It said the line between good and evil has been blurred. And I feel like this book really follows that because that's a lot about what it's about. The ending of this book, so I was reading through it, and once I got to the end of the book, I thought there would be more to it. Because I just wanted to know more at the end. It kind of ended at a cliffhanger. And the way that the author ended it made it seem like there was going to be more after that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it makes me want to read book 3 a lot. The ending in Renegades was also a cliffhanger. I feel like the ending in Renegades I liked it more than this one though. Okay, so overall, I enjoyed the book Renegades more than the book Archenemies, and there's not that much wrong about either one of them. I just feel like Renegades had a lot more like happening in the plot. It had a lot more action to it, along with a lot of the characters that I really liked. They were bigger like to the plot. So I enjoyed Renegades better, but I do feel like Archenemies was very important to the story and the development of the plot because of all like the relationship development that was happening between both Nova and Adrian, but also them and the other characters. So I do feel like this book was really important. I just like that one better. And then lastly, I really like superhero stories because I really like the shows The Flash and Supergirl on Netflix. You should go watch them. They're cool. Anyways, I really like superhero stories. That's why I feel like this appealed to me so much, because I really like stories about like superpowers and stuff like that, and I feel like this author did that very well. So that would be the end of my book review. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, then like this video and subscribe if you want more content like this. Happy reading.